Hey guys, welcome back. We are now on part 6 of our Polar Lights Enterprise build, and I have my nice morning jazz going on in the background. My smooth, relaxing morning jazz, because I am going to be dealing with wires today. And I need my jazz if I do my wires. So, we have our pylons attached now. They are on the secondary hull. Secondary hull, obviously not together, but I did get the pylons in here. And, they are great. These are very great. You can see their perfect angle because of the engineering. A nice recess in here. A lot of meat for your adhesive. We have the tab actually sticking through right here. So on the inside tab, we have a recess. We have a recess underneath for our wires, which are right here. On the opposite side, we have, as you might expect or not, the opposite. We have a tab coming out the aft end here. We have a slot in the front. And when we go to put these together, as you can see, those big tabs will go into the slots and provide us with one heck of a sturdy connection. These pylons will never droop. They will never sag. They will be forever. That is awesome. Please more of this, Polar Lights. Please, please more. Please. Because this is awesome. It seriously is. So, we have a few things to do with our pylons, not pylons, but our secondary hull. We have to, well, get all our wires settled. So, we have to boing. No, stop boing. We have to stop. We have to marry our pylon wires into our mains. We have to take these, which are our flashers. We have to get some wires run up through the neck, and then we have to get some wires run down to our tube. We have to get these onto here, and again, same thing, neck, tube, neck, tube. That's that side. The other side is the same. Well, not exactly. We don't have any flasher over here. So we just have to do these guys, mains, get these to a point where we can marry them into these. And then we will have only 4 wires going down to our base. Now, we will get these. That's my goal. My goal is to get this together this week. At least get the secondary hull together. So, oh, geez, that's heavy with all those LEDs in here. I don't think they weigh too much, but when you get them together, nice and heavy. So, we will have to be dealing with our seam once we get this together. A nice top seam, or a nice bottom seam. And I just noticed this. We have a seam right here along the fantail. We will have to be very, very careful with. We got one up. We got one along the side. I'm sure when I put this together, we will find the same on this side, on the starboard side. So that is that. We'll get the wiring, get these two halves together, start with the seam. We have our primary hull, which I did add a panel line wash to. I'm not sure why. I got a wild hair and thought it needed it. It does not. I don't like how it looks now. But that's okay, because I'm going to be covering this with a nice wallpapering of Aztecs. You won't really see that too much. They are slightly transparent, but it won't look as offensive to me as it is. We got our bottom. I didn't do that to the bottom. I don't plan on doing that to the bottom. I think they look fine, those grid lines. I did paint in our phaser banks on top. Not on bottom, but on top. I'll be going back in and painting the tips of those, just hitting them with just a little touch of silver to make them pop. And the same on the bottom. But for this guy here, we will have to be working on that. The evilest of evil seems has given me no amount of trouble on this kit. So, when you guys put your windows in, make doubly, triply, quadruply sure that they are flush with this outer hull. You want them flush. You do not want them recessed like I got back here. In fact, I got this recessed and I had to sand it down a little bit. So I had to actually kind of use the putty, or rather my spot putty from 3M. Alright, it's Bondo. Is it Bondo? It's Bondo. I had to use the Bondo putty to basically rebuild the some of the framework in here on the windows. So make sure those windows are flush with the hull. Otherwise, you have to be rebuilding with putty or Bondo or what have you. So, the question of the hour, of the day, of the week, of the minute: do we mask off the windows when we go to paint this? Or do we scrape them off? Scrape them, paint over them, and scrape them. I am heavily leaning towards masking these off somehow. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a little masking fluid. It is old. It is yucky, but I'm going to see if that works. If not, and it's latex based, so it's nice and rubbery. If that doesn't work, I think I could just use a little silly putty, put it in here, and that would be fine. I don't quite know yet. The jury is out. But yeah, we'll have to be painting over this. As you can see, I had to sand this quite a bit here to get everything okie-doke. I did have to go back in after the sand, and I did have to touch up some parts in here where I had some little divots. But I will be masking it off at the sensor band line. There's this little groove that's actually above the sensor band that I will be masking this off. Luckily, these little windows underneath, we don't have to worry about at all. Those can chill out there and be fine. So masking here, masking the edge here before I go in and paint. So my goal is to get, as I said, the secondary hull together and get at least this painted. So I am going to get to work on that. I will be back when I have some progress. We got the seam taken care of. That took about, I think, 4 rounds of putty work to do to get that thing looking reasonable. I did mask off the windows. I masked them off with just a little bit of canopy glue. You could also use like Elmer's glue if you wanted. I just took a toothpick and I very, very carefully went in and put it over the windows and then painted it. When I was done, I just took my hobby knife and pulled it out of there. Didn't pull any of the paint in the surrounding area. Didn't really have anything else to repair, I don't think. Did have to do a little touch up on something over here, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, that's all taken care of. Now I'm going to get working on that secondary hull. I'll be back with that. Alright, we got the 2 halves together, and we've got it just sitting on the base. It's not installed, it's just setting here, and I got the wires down through here. And this is sitting on the base too. So now we have to address the nasty seam on the top and on the bottom. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll be back when that's done. Well, we got it up on the base. Actually, it's not attached, but it's sitting here again. I did get the seams on the top and bottom taken care of. They went pretty smoothly on this. Just did a couple of rounds of putty. Actually, 1 main round on the top and the bottom, and then some touch up on the top and the bottom. Top was really no problem at all. Bottom, just a little more sanding, but actually not a big deal. We have our deflector array officially attached and not going anywhere. We have a few things to deal with still before we get this together. Well, we have one thing, and that's this. Remember him? I remember him. Upside down guy. I have a part incoming for that. It's not here yet, but I expect it to be here very soon. So that is going to be it for this week. Next week we will be getting the saucer connected to the engineering hull, be taking care of that little guy there, and getting the decals on, and hopefully wrapping this up. So I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to catch you next week. Until then, take care.